from then she stopped putting relaxers in her hair. She stopped. Wow. Yeah, she was like,
you done freed her up.
She did. She was like, she's like,
freed her from that
yeah. She said, you changed my life.
Cody's confusion.
How long did this blowout last? Because my hair looks amazing on day one when I do something to it, but then it's like because it's curly, it just doesn't last.
Wait, Cody, do you wrap your hair at night?
No.
That's why your blow dry doesn't last.
Time for that.
What's up, y'all? It's Ashley.
I'm Fee.
It's Melody.
And Cody here, and you've tapped into
The Mama's Den.
What were you singing? Sing it again.
Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, y'all weren't cheerleaders.
Well,
No, I was not. I was a ballet
briefly.
dancer.
You
were?
Never.
I was briefly.
That makes sense.
Never.
That tracks.
I tried it.
I
Nevertheless,
was in that thing, shaking that thing, shaking that thing.
well, good morning.
Wait,
I did it because of dance.
Why'd you take off your shoes?
Because I wanted to put my feet up. You know what, hater? Let's talk about you don't
got
put
your
your
shoes
shoes in people's couches. I was raised correctly.
you're right.
You did it earlier, though.
I did, and then I felt bad, and then I took it down. But wait, let's address something here, and let's just get it out of the way.
Oof.
Melanie has a problem with me wearing socks and Birkenstocks.
Oh no, this
She
is
also
the
has a
vibe.
problem.
I tell her that all the
Birkenstocks.
time.
It depends on what you're wearing.
And just always fine.
Felicia has the same Birkenstocks on without socks.
Yeah, I can't do socks
And that
with
is a
this
problem
outfit.
for you, or no?
I wish I had anklets.
No, it's not. It's not a
Oh,
problem.
that would have been cute with an anklet.
Little
See, yeah, with
anklets.
her outfit, a sock with the Birkenstock wouldn't have really made
Ashley
sense.
wears
Yeah.
leggings with sports socks and open toe Birkenstocks.
Absolutely.
She wears
Yeah.
And it is her,
Absolutely.
it is her style.
sandals all
This
the time.
is
It's her style.
Me and my sister we're the same way. Yeah.
Yes.
Leggings with socks and Birkenstocks.
Yeah.
To drop off the babies?
and
Absolutely.
a cute little hoodie. It's
So,
giving.
What is somebody's mama?
It's giving cute. Yeah.
I'm gonna briefly introduce our guest because if you're watching us on Black Love's YouTube page, then you can see
Can you tell me I have
celebrity
friends
hairstylist
outside?
and author Angela C.Styles.
Also wearing amazing shoes with no
is.
socks.
And
But
a
I'm
cute
very
anklet.
curious what she thinks about Birkenstocks.
Yes.
She said she wanted. She said she's
wants
gonna
a pair.
try.
I'm
She's gonna
actually
give
here for it.
She's here for
Celebrity hairstylist
Yeah, I
likes
was
it.
like,
Now listen,
I'm not sure.
Great
now
award-winning
listen to
artist
me.
does not.
I actually don't think that it's like bad. I don't think it's bad. I understand it. It's just hilarious that this is a part of Ashley's personality.
Just
It is.
know
I
that
agree.
Melanie will have them on one episode because I'm now going to buy everybody a pair of socks and Birkenstocks like these, and we're all going to wear them one episode.
You're gonna
Buy
make us
me
wear
some
the
Birks.
socks?
It's
Yes.
gonna be
Oh,
a
you gotta do the
themed-
whole look.
It's going to be a themed episode.
Okay, I could do that.
We should dress each other like each. Oh, we should do that.
I'm here for it.
You probably gonna have my booty out or something. Knowing you.
She got her booty
No,
out.
you. But you probably have my
Cody
booty out.
has her
Here, we're
booty
gonna
out.
put Felicia in this.
I am.
For those not
Come on,
watching us
friend.
on YouTube,
I know. I can see it.
Cody got her
Booty is
booty out.
Cody's booty is out today.
Cody got her booty
legs
out.
is out.
Cody
Well,
got her
girls,
booty out. Booty.
I love this for us.
Funny, huh?
I love it for us.
But let's properly welcome
Yes.
Angela C.Styles, celebrity hairdresser and author and mama.
Yes.
Do you say new mama? How old is your son?
So my son is 16 months.
Oh,
Girl,
that's
you know
So
my baby
I
girl.
still feel very,
Okay.
very, very new.
It's giving new.
Wait,
I'm
you
so
said
happy you're
stylist,
here.
author, and what is the word we use for you? Creator, because you have hair products.
Yeah.
So that's like I feel like
yes.
that's separate
I'm
from being a
just like a
stylist.
hair
Guru.
mogul.
I know that's right.
Hair mogul.
mogul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beauty entrepreneur.
There you go.
know.
Okay, give her all the titles.
All the titles: hair mogul, author, children's book author. Let's
Yes.
be clear for the
Yes.
mamas. Okay.
Yeah, and I
And-
wrote my book years
I was like, did
before
you
I
write-
became a mom.
I was gonna
say, did you
way,
write
way
your-
before? Yeah,
so
I wrote my
funny.
book like 5 or 6 years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Hair.
And the topic of today.
Literally a hair mogul. Yeah.
Wait, but this is also timely because
Mm-hmm.
Ashley was just talking a couple of weeks ago, maybe, about Amira and how you don't want her to like totally have her personality wrapped up in her curls.
Yes.
And I shared that like I didn't even know I had curls until college, which right now I don't. But I really truly I had perms like my whole life. So it wasn't until college where I was like, what is up under here? It's probably born out of not wanting to do my hair, that's not continuing relaxers, and that's being like, huh. That's what that is. Nevertheless, welcome, Angela.
Thank you guys.
Yes.
It's so nice to be here.
We're so
I love
happy.
your
We're
podcast.
happy to have you.
Yes, I love you.
You like
You're
what
so
we be
cute.
talking about?
I do. I was in the car listening to an episode, and it kind of like made me emotional because it was an episode about like, you know, moms and identifying your title and you know, how you work. And I'm so in between work and like motherhood right now that I don't have an identity, I feel like, with that.
Sure.
And so it was just like, wow, like I felt really seen.
Aww.
Yeah.
What
That
do
makes
you
me so
What
happy.
do you normally consider yourself? A stay-at-home mom, work from home? Are you talking about that episode?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm more of a work from home mom, but then sometimes I go out and work.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm just being a mom. So like the lines kind of like blur a lot for me right now.
What
And
is what is the majority of the work that you do in your hair mogul? Is it clients, like going out and doing clients? I know you said you work from home. Or when you're at home, it's building that business and building all the other facets of your business.
It's building and rebuilding my business. I have a product line with Cantu. It's called Protective Styles by Angela. So that is like the main thing I'm focused on. So it's either like making content for that or talking to the executives on the product side or like working with ambassadors or working with my internal team. So most of that stuff I do from home. And then every once in a while, I do clients, but I'm kind of like scaling back. That's a new thing, a new part of my identity that's being shed is like actually working with my hands. So the celebrity stylist title is kind of like not it, but I have worked with celebrities. I have an Emmy. I have a lot of
I know
experience.
that's right. No,
on
slow
now.
it down.
from
Slow it
doing
down.
that.
She said she's got an
Award
Emmy.
Winning
Award
Angela
winning.
likes my Birkenstocks inside.
Well, I have a question. How does it feel to transition out of this space? Like, and I'm asking because when I was doing makeup and I stopped doing makeup, I really had an identity crisis. I was like, what am I supposed to do? And then I also had peace at the time. But it started years before. So how did you transition? Are you still in it? Like what's the energy behind it?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like confusion because when you've used the same muscle, like your hands for so long, you kind of don't know how to use other things. But I've always diversified. So I've always like sold products online or I've had a salon and, you know, I've done other things. So it wasn't exclusively just being a stylist, but this is a new season of like saying like, no, I'm like actually not doing it pretty much at all. Maybe like here and there.
What was the driving force, or what inspired you rather to want to make that shift to be like, I don't want to do hair as much anymore? Was there something specific that made you feel that way?
It was a few things. The first was physically, like my body does not, my body be tired. It be like, girl.
You've been doing hair for how long?
17 years.
Oh,
Girl.
Yeah. Yeah. So the way I was working was nuts. And after having a baby and like taking time off, you kind of lose some of that ability to that steam. And then when I would do it again, it would be like my body would be screaming at me like, girl, like you can't do this.
Yeah.
Right.
And then my son is actually hard of hearing. So when I found out he was deaf, that kind of like, I basically feel like I'm in college in a way because you're learning all of this stuff around hearing and like, you know, I'm going to more appointments than the average new mom. I'm going to more different classes. I'm involving myself in all these communities and groups, and I don't really have a passion to work with other people when I'm trying to cater to my son and my family, you know?
100%.
Yeah, so it's like twofold, but it's cool, it's exciting at the same time because it's like I'm learning me, but it's also scary,
Yeah.
you know?
What part is scary?
The identity part, like how to identify myself. And then other people have identified me a certain way for so long, I feel like they kind of get like sad a little bit because they associate some of their positive experiences with me at doing their hair or like experiences that we've had over the years, which is heartbreaking for me because that's like my homegirl time. You know, that's like my time where I'm digging deep and people tell you all their business when they get their hair done.
100%. Makeup was the same way.
It's another book coming. No, I'm kidding.
They're so vulnerable.
Yeah, they're so vulnerable and you get a chance to be vulnerable and it's just like this beautiful sisterhood. And I'm a girl's girl, so I, more than anything, love those moments. So to not have them as frequently, if not ever, like it makes me sad.
That makes sense though.
You gonna cry?
A little bit. I mean, I'm that's hitting me. That's really interesting to think about it that way. She said you gonna cry. You said she did.
It's okay if you cry, girl. I be crying all the time.
No, I mean,
I
I
do
think
too.
that's.
What's your sign, Angela?
I'm a waterhead. I'm a Virgo.
Another earth sign.
Another earth sign.
You would be in the right You would be in the right industry being a Virgo.
Right.
You'd be like, the Virgos would be in the details, baby.
Yes.
Not that hair on my watch. We're going to tuck that right back, smooth that out. That's what we need. Virgos in those positions.
The Virgoism has served me well.
Yes.
But sometimes it's stressful because it's like, oh, like,
You
stop.
can't unsee everything.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
perfectionist.
I was gonna say the
it's-
perfectionist part.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
I think you have like kind of lived several dreams though. And I don't just mean like what your dreams are. I mean, the way that people kind of grow up, it's like being a celebrity hairstylist sounds so exciting. Having your own line of products sounds so exciting. How did that even start?
Yeah.
Good question. How did it start? So I just love doing hair.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing hair since I was a little girl. Like other people was buying toys, I was trying to go to the beauty supply and like use my allowance to buy products. So I've always loved hair.
Mm-hmm.
I made it a career when I was like 19, and I worked in Chicago for a few years, and I moved to LA. I started working with Kim Kimball, who was like a huge celebrity
Yeah.
hairstylist. As soon as I landed, basically I got a job there. So I kind of jumped into like the celebrity world, and I was like, sold, you know, because
Yeah.
I like learned in the salon in Chicago, you know, doing all the clients back to back. So when I came to LA, I was ready. I was thirsty. I was hungry for it. And then I don't know. I mean, I've been here for about 15 years, so it's kind of been a blur. But what I will say is I just have consistently like loved doing hair and promoting it, showing people what to do, what to use, how to use it. I've worked with some really cool clients. Like Eve is one of my most longstanding clients.
Wow.
And I got my Emmy from working on what was the name of the show?
Oh, I know. Hold on.
The Talk.
Yes. Okay. It's okay, girl. You just had a baby.
Ooh, I know. My memory.
And you
loss.
still got an Emmy. So.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
She's like, I'm here for
Really
hair,
don't matter where it's
okay?
from. You got an Emmy.
And then I started a YouTube channel at some point in my career that, you know, was about hair, care, styling, all that. And then I also would work with brands.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would do like platform artistry. I would travel with the different brands and like showcase their products. And I was just big into education. So I feel like just the consistency of like working on TV and film,
Yeah.
working on set, working in the salon, networking, like just working, child. I was working. And then one of the brands that I, you know, worked with was Cantu. I started becoming a consultant with them. I was consulting for like other companies as well. And they kind of were like, would you be interested in like developing a line? I was like, yeah, I got products I want to make. Like, what's up? And I
yeah.
presented them with it, and they were like, let's do it.
Yes.
Fire.
Dope.
Yeah. So I don't know, like a lot of people kind of have like these big aspirations and stuff, but sometimes it's just okay to like, you know, just work and just like move forward
Yeah.
one step in front of the other, because sometimes that will take you there versus kind of getting hung up on like this big thing.
For
up
sure.
here,
People
you know?
want to skip the step of doing the work.
Yeah.
Especially these days.
I do be one too sometimes. Too.
You're
Or
not
people,
wrong.
I feel like,
I ain't lying.
yeah, or I feel like people are impatient.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you want to get to the end so bad.
Yep.
And it's like there's so much to learn along the way. You know, I really
Yeah.
feel like it's the journey part. Like, think about when you're 19 to where you're at now. Like, even though it's a blur, but it's probably been a beautiful
Oh my
blur.
God.
You know?
Yes. Extremely beautiful, extremely challenging. But there's not one thing that led me to where I'm at now. Like it was literally all these little baby steps of like, oh, take this opportunity. Okay, work with this person. Okay, post this content. Okay, share this. You know, like I got an opportunity to like be on the reel just from a video that was on YouTube. Like it wasn't through anybody else. It was like a producer saw my video on YouTube and then cast me for a wig and weave episode on the reel. And I was like, oh my God. Like, you know,
I saw
Yeah.
that episode.
but it was just because I had posted that content that happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of, you know, some other person or thing.
Yeah.
So fire.
Yeah.
But my favorite book is The Alchemist, and it's like one of the things in that book that he consistently says is when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you'll be around the people you're supposed to be around, and you will end up where you're supposed to be. And I think that that gets lost sometimes because, like you said, I think your story is really important too because everyone doesn't have like a big dream at the end. Like they're like, oh, I want to, like you weren't at 19, like I want an Emmy. You know what I mean? You're just like, I want to do hair.
Yeah.
I want to work hard, and I love doing this. And so that continued to take you into spaces that you were supposed to be in that was already a part of your destiny. You know, it's just manifesting itself because you're living in alignment of like what you want to do, what fuels you, and you're like even you shifting. I just see so many things happening with your story with your son and how that's going to manifest. I feel like there's so much on the horizon with that as well, because you're like naturally like, my energy needs to be here.
Yeah.
And I think when you can identify where your energy needs to go and you're brave enough to do that, that's really beautiful. Because so many people in your position would be like, I'm going to keep doing here. I'm going to stay, you know, you're like, no, like this is my focus now. That's really dope. It
Thank
really
you,
is.
100%. Yeah, it's never been about like the end, you know. I'm definitely more of a details person.
Yeah.
So it's just like every little detail with whatever I'm focusing on now, that's where my energy goes.
Yeah.
And then it just continues to flow.
That's beautiful.
What else do you want to accomplish? Like, is there one thing that you're like, I want to make sure I do this?
You know what? I keep telling myself, like, I really want to pour into myself in this season. And, you know, hairstylists, we look crazy most of the time, 99.9% of the time. And I really just want to be a beauty girl. Like, I want to be that girl. You know what I'm saying? Versus pouring that into my clients, which who I love and I appreciate. But I want to basically give my audience similar things, but also put it into myself.
Yeah.
So, however that manifests, whether that's a show or you know, another like web series or whatever it becomes, more products. I would love to see more products that I create on like the aisles of, you know, stores. So
Question, what's a way for yourself, what's a way for you to be able to pour into yourself outside of work though? Like, what does that look like?
that's a good question, girl.
Yeah. Go home and think on that.
She's like, I'm here.
I mean, as a mom now, like the simple things are how I pour into myself, like lighting a candle, you know, like taking a long shower. You know, I've started working out at this gym called Hot Works.
Okay.
I love a good sweat. It's like sauna, like individual little saunas, and you do different workouts.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's no
Hot
instructor. Yeah.
You said there's
like
no
heat.
instructor?
Yeah,
Me
it's just
too.
a little screen, and then you take the class, and it's fire. You could do Pilates. You could do. I'm sitting here advertising.
Right, now let's go.
I was like, sis, drop the
Hot
link.
Works. Cut the check.
Yeah, you
the
can
check.
do yoga, Pilates. They have
dope.
like bikes in there if you want to do like a serious situation.
Oh.
It's bomb. So
Serious
that,
situation.
so that's been my like self-care thing.
love
But
that.
I need to get back into like my meditation and my writing and all of that. But I just every time I say I'm gonna do it, child, the book be over there. My eyes won't stay closed.
That's it. That's exactly it.
We feel you. We feel you on so many levels.
Okay, so I have a deep philosophical question.
Ooh, I like it.
The question is, I think there's a lot of conversation around women, especially Black women, with our hair, right? Is there something that you kind of feel, as somebody who's worked with so many people, that there is this connection? Like, what is the connection as to why hair becomes such an important conversation amongst women, and especially Black women? And what is it like from being there, from healing, from what women are carrying in their hair, like all the connections and the ways and the conversations that you've had? Like, what is the general feeling do you feel of why it's so important that hair is a subject and that we talk about it and we share and we care for it?
I just feel like our hair it's like filled with so much history and it's filled with so much emotion, like you said, that's also tied to our identity and how we feel about ourselves. And so it's like a constant journey of like learning yourself, loving yourself, needing change. Like everything we just talked about as far as change, I feel like reflects in your hair. So sometimes, like, especially when people go through like divorce or experience a death or something, they have to change their hair.
The hair.
You know, they cut it or they color it or they do something so that they can see themselves differently. But I just feel like our hair is our story. It's like a huge part of our story generationally, you know, and, you know, day to day is so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to cut my hair every time I'm stressed out.
She really does.
One time,
You're a cutter, like you like.
she's a cutter.
I am a
Yes.
no, honey. Like,
She will do a big chop once a month if you let her.
I have an unstable situation with my
She's
hair.
the one. They come back inside. They just look at you with that crazy face, like.
Yep.
Let me tell you, she called me.
Girl. And then mad. And then she'd be mad.
She called me. She was like, Mel, she was like, you know, I always trim my hair. She always trims my hair. You know, I'll be cutting off the dead ends. She's just like, I went too far. And I was like, what do you mean you went too far? She said, I went too far. I went too far. And I was like, what do you mean you went too far? I called her on FaceTime. She tried not to answer the phone. I called her back. When she answered, she had a scarf on. I was like, Ashley, what did you do? She says, I'm bald. She said, I've cut off all my hair. I said, you're exaggerating, Ashley. You did not cut off all your hair. She took off the scarf. She legitimately cut off all her hair. Like, it was like a mini She said that it got to the place where she just had to keep going, and then she was left with a mini afro. And then she was very, very sad. And she was also like, it's fine. It's fine. And I was like, but you're not fine.
Oh,
and this is why this is happening. This is why this is happening.
You know what though?
Ridiculous.
Scissors to the side.
I my hair
Girl.
was like a thing. Like growing up, I've always had really thick, beautiful, curly hair, and that was my identity. This is why I talked about I want that to be Amira's identity. So actually, my freshman year of high school, I had locks, and then like I remember sitting out on the porch with my mom, and I was like, oh, I don't want them no more, and I just like combed them out, and then I wore my hair curly. Like even with drill team, I was like, I'm not getting a little swoop ponytail. I was the only girl who had like a cute little curly fro. I was like, I'm natural. I'm a black girl. I'm wearing my hair natural. I'm not doing no swoop bang with a crimp ponytail. Like, you know, I was like, it's the revolution, and they're like, okay, Ashley, just wear your damn curls.
She said, okay, girl.
But then like when I feel like the first time I straightened my hair was my senior year of high school, and I like straightened my hair because I was on homecoming court, and I was like, I feel like I need to fit in with everybody else and do like a little wrap or something. But then after that, I felt so guilty because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, when you're a dark-skinned girl with curly hair too, you feel like you have to wear your hair out and let people know that dark-skinned girls with curly hair exist. You know, it's not just light-skinned girls who have curly hair. So then I felt like that had to be my identity for so long that once I got, like the first time that I cut my hair, I was just like, oh my God, it's so freeing. And I think that I just have this thing about my hair, it is like the only thing I can control in my life. So when I'm cutting my hair, that means my life is completely out of control. So it's like
It's so real, though.
Yeah, no.
It's
So I'm
real.
like, but do you feel like as a hairstylist, I feel like people always cut their hair and then they regret it and they want to like get a weave or get like braids or something. Does that happen to you a lot?
That's why I'm the dealer.
I'm the deal. I'm your pusher.
Listen, that's why it's like, girl, whatever you want to go through emotionally, that's fine. But if you want to get this wig afterwards, I got you.
I got you.
What are some hair do's and don'ts?
Honestly, it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel like the only things I would say are do's and don'ts. I would say don'ts as far as make sure you shampoo your hair consistently. Like, don't just be walking around with
Okay.
dirty hair forever. Like, you can't do that. Another don't is like, if you do use heat, don't use heat on greasy hair because that's gonna fry your hair.
Right.
Oh.
So you only want to use heat when your hair is completely clean, like product free.
Yes.
Oh,
Even a
a
lot of
word.
those heat protectants on the market are kind of sus because they're really oily, and you basically it's like putting oil in a frying
Cooking.
pan and
Right.
cooking. You don't want to do that. So you only want to
That's
put
why all
oil.
that steam be coming off and all
Girl,
that.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Crackle pop.
Yeah, you only want to put oil on the hair after it's sealed because then the oil is gonna seal it and kind of keep it.
Wait, so you want to
that way.
wash it and then blow dry it and have no product at all
No
and then
product.
flat iron it?
That's when
No
it does
product.
gives
Oh,
you
my
this.
That's when it moves
Yeah.
and flows a certain way. And then after that, you use a serum or some kind of sealant after, and that's gonna like
Lock
keep
it
it
in.
locked.
The way
That's a word.
I have
And
been
it
doing
lasts
the
longer.
complete opposite.
Well, that's
my
because that's what they've
entire
been selling us.
life. Yes.
Yeah, they sell any kind of product to, for styling, they're gonna kind of push.
So then does maybe using a good conditioner, is that
Yes.
important then, I would
the
assume?
conditioner and a leave-in, that's all you really need. The leave-in should be your heat protectant.
Got it.
To actually have a heat protectant and spray that consistently and it's oil-based is counterproductive to the health of your hair. You may see more shine, it may be, a little bit more glass-looking, whatever you want to call it, but that's not necessarily going to be great for it in the long run. And then titanium irons on natural hair, I would say don't get comfortable with those. Listen, I have one as an artist. I have one in my kit, but to tell a customer or client to go buy one and use on their regular use,
So what should you use on your natural hair?
hair suicide, ceramic.
Ceramic. Yeah, ceramic only.
Y'all, the way I don't even own a flat iron.
What?
You don't?
I know I did that blowout that one time. That was Erica's.
Who flat irons your hair? You go to the salon every time.
I literally never do this except that one time. Never.
Oh my God.
Because I'm also scared. I'm like, I don't understand how much heat to put on my hair. I told you I
That's
love
the
the
way it should
Revair
be.
dryer, so I'll use that and sometimes do like a braid out. But like, I'm scared.
Gotta go.
What are your
flat iron?
thoughts
shook.
on relaxers? Obviously, we're in a new time and all the things.
People still doing
I'm
it?
like, do
Listen,
people
I-
still
Yeah,
Do
get
people
it?
still relax their
I
hair?
love a pixie and a finger wave. So, baby,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to relax that head.
I told
Yeah.
Ashley to get a finger wave.
Look, I'm not
She's
here
not here
for,
for it.
like relaxing the edges. Like, I don't believe in that. If your hair is natural, just leave it all natural, baby. Like,
Melanie,
okay.
go for it.
I'm
used to
not.
do that.
I don't highly suggest anybody who's like interested in growth to relax their hair.
There.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, if you want growth, a relaxer is probably not great, especially because we already have evidence that it is giving women fibroids and other, you know, issues. So I don't advocate for them. And honestly, the last probably like 5 or 6 years of me taking clients, I've never used relaxers. So
I remember I had a girlfriend who had very curly hair. She always relaxed her hair every time. But she used to wear her hair straight, and that's how she liked to wear it. And it's crazy because I have an aunt who was a hairdresser, and when I was a little girl, I had really, really long hair. And my mom from young was like, listen, you're going to come and learn how to roller set your hair because I'm not going to be here forever. You're going to have to figure this out. And because my aunt was a hairdresser too, she would always give us like the new products. So like I was one of the first people who, when flat irons came out, baby, I had a flat iron. I was flat iron everybody's hair. Then it was ceramic. Then we knew all the tea, all the products, everything. So I remember one time I went to my girlfriend and I was like, why are you relaxing your hair? And she's just like, because if I don't, it will never go straight. And I was like, you should let me blow dry your hair for you one time. Yeah. And I blow dried her, I gave her a blowout and she was shocked. She had never even believed in her mind or trusted anyone to believe that she could blow out her hair and it be straight. I have a question. And, you know, and from then she stopped putting relaxers in her hair. She stopped. Wow. Yeah. She was like,
you done freed her up.
She did. She was like,
freed her from that crazy
she said, you changed my life.
Cody's confusion.
How long did this blowout last? Because my hair looks amazing on day one when I do something to it, but then it's like, because it's curly, it just doesn't last.
Wait, Cody, do you wrap your hair at night?
No.
That's why your blow dry doesn't
Who has
last.
time for that?
That's literally
I do use flexi rods now. I love flexi rods.
Well, you just answered your own question.
I do. Well, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine,
Yeah, you gotta lay that thing down.
Yeah.
Wrap your
You gotta
hair,
lay it
girl.
down.
So the blowout, you're saying the blowout will last. Here's why.
my friend was a
if you
wrap
wrap
queen.
it.
She used to wrap her hair.
Here's why Cody Lane Oliver cannot wrap her hair.
Okay.
And you know the answer to this. I am a scalp sweater, guys. I will wrap that thing. I will go to sleep, and it will go like that.
So you can actually do like a bun, like you can do multiple buns.
Okay.
And then that will keep it.
Which is kind of like a flexi rod.
Basically, yeah.
That works for me better.
Yep.
Interesting.
But I was just
you have
curious.
to, you have to tie it down. Like you can't
I
just go to
do that.
sleep.
I tie this part down because no matter what, as long as this is like flat-ish, I can do something with the back. But I'm a head sweater.
Me too. And I still wrap my hair. And I'm going to tell you what I do. This is why I had to explain to Amira. No, because she has thick
got
hair.
that.
She's a head sweater too. And I said, listen, when your hair is straight, you got to switch up your life. Get up out of those 15 blankets at nighttime. You'll have to be a little bit cold.
Yes.
But my hair is laid.
Yes. Or don't wear your
Sleep with
hair
the
straight.
fan.
Because the reality is when your hair is natural and your hair is straight, and you can't do certain things. So like if you want
true.
your hair to be
Yeah,
straight
girl.
and you pay for that,
why I
then
don't do
rock
it.
that hair and be a little cold at night so you don't sweat too much and just wrap your hair and be done with
But
it.
that's why I can see why a relaxer may feel like the right choice
Yeah.
because
It's
you don't
ease,
have to have
convenience.
some of those other
No,
challenges.
you just end up with fibroids or maybe brain cancer. But
That's
But
you're
your hair's
not
straight.
wrong. So
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I have another question because silk pillowcases. Do you believe or do you swear by these? Is this
I
something
do.
that-
For
yes.
my hair and my skin. Yeah. I'm a silk pillowcase girl.
same.
Do you feel that this should be this way? Like, how early should we start with the silk pillowcase for the kids? Because I have a daughter who has tons of hair.
All of my children have a silk pillowcase.
Like,
Same.
really?
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
husband.
Me too. Yeah.
Now, I often wonder if I should put her in a bonnet, but I feel like she's going to rip that joint off.
She either will snatch it off or she'll sleep and it'll just be
Fall
off and
off.
over
That's
there.
So
why.
the pillowcase is the best option
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because she
That's why
really
I have
does.
them.
She really needs it.
That's the
It's
best
time.
part.
It's time.
My
Okay.
girls
Toss
have
and
a
turn.
bonnet
I always
and
wonder
a
if
silk
some
pillowcase
brands that
because
have
the
like
bonnet always
kid
comes off.
pillowcases
there
that are
are.
silk and satin.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
My boys have
just-
little rockets and stuff on their
Oh,
silk
cute.
pillowcases.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta send me that link because I need that for my baby
Will. I'll
when he
do it.
starts sleeping with pillowcases.
I think that's something that I've always wondered, and I know silk scarves. How do you protect? Okay, now that's a whole other.
You are so funny.
So you got the silk pillowcases.
She's like, I got a couple questions.
You got the silk pillowcases. You got the silk scarves. But I wanted to. That was the one thing because I've never been a silk pillowcase girl, and I often wonder. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like I don't know if I could get it. Just feels too silky.
Oh, I
but it
love
probably
it.
will protect my hair.
I feel silky, huh?
rich.
No,
I feel
It
rich.
gives luxury.
I don't sleep with a silk pillowcase because I don't like it, but I will wear my scarf all day, 24/7. I'll sleep in it. I'll wake up and I'll go to the store and I do not care. I am that girl. I'm gonna put my silk scarf on.
I'm
You
not
gonna
a
be on the
scarf girl.
plane.
I'm
You
not a
got Monique
scarf
talking
girl.
about you.
Listen, I do not wear my scarf usually through the airport, but as soon as I get on a plane, I do, because why would I want my hair touching the seat? That's disgusting to me. Like, no.
No, I hear you. Wait, I do have a product, a shameless product share. There's a company called My Mauves. They make like head wraps. It's kind of like a turban, and I love them. And they have satin on inside and outside, and then they have like satin outside, microfiber inside. I love both.
Why would you want microfiber on your hair?
Like if you were drying it, if you want to dry it. Sometimes when my hair is like wet, I'll
girl,
use that
wet
one.
hair.
But when I'm flying, especially when it's a red eye, which I shouldn't do because I'm 40, I will wear the satin one and just let my hair be silky when I get to my destination. That too.
Any summer trends in terms of hair?
She's like, moving on.
Any summer trends?
Finger waves, I heard. Finger waves are in.
girl,
Really?
Ashley's going to get
Finger
one.
waves been in. So that's the thing about trends for me. People be like, bobs are in. Bob's been in.
Right.
since the beginning,
It's
of
like-
Bobs
time.
have never been out to me.
No,
Yeah.
Bobs
Or
are
it'll be
great.
like, the pony is in. It's like, when were ponies out?
Right.
So
ponytail's
I'm
a
not,
staple.
That's true. That's
I'm
true.
not
Trends are
big
for us.
on being like, this is a trend, because
yeah.
it honestly, it's like, where are you in your life? Like, you might be in a shortcut phase, and then
That's true.
there are some shortcuts that might be more in, or it might be little, bangs tousled, but that's never been out.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So when people say like hair trends, I'm always kind of like, like, and black girls, we're seasonal anyway. We do braids in the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll do a weave or a silk press in the winter. We're going to do a ponytail, in between that. So we're more seasonal. We're not necessarily like following a trend, because
Yeah.
it really depends on our lifestyle.
100%.
this is true.
Like if I'm super heavy into yoga, I'm like, yep, it's the braids.
Right.
It's the braids. Yeah.
It's more of like what fits our life at that moment.
Yeah.
Or if we're just
Period.
feeling like having a baddie season, we're going to do something like long and straight, or you know what I mean? Or we're
Yes.
going to color our hair. But, everybody's not going to follow a blonde trend if your hair is broken off, or if your hair, like if you're not in that space in your
Girl,
life.
I can't
I
do
love when they
blonde.
call them bust downs, like 20-inch bust down. I'm like, ooh, that's cute. A bust down.
Wait, I have a question. Well, it's like a question. Anyway, so
So you have 3 questions.
A question.
no, it's a thought and then a question, and then you can answer
Girl.
the question. I'm sorry.
Give it
Stay
to me.
focused. No, because Melanie was talking about her daughter, and I just had a thought, and I was like, oh my God, you should totally like create little videos where you're giving parents like reasonable hairstyles to do on like young girls or boys like with curly hair, because her daughter literally has more hair than me, and like that is something that people DM me every day, like, can you show me? I don't want to do that. Like I feel like I should step into that light because I have 4 daughters and they all have thick hair and I do hair all the time, but that's not, God doesn't want me to do that. He wants you to do that.
I'm telling you, because sometimes I put
told
hair
her.
in like a ponytail, but I find myself going on Pinterest looking for styles.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, God, I shared this on the text. God did not bestow upon me the gift of doing hair.
But you just said you could do a flat iron, bust down,
yeah,
whatever.
no. I can do that.
said bust down.
I can blow dry. I can slick it back. I can do like a single braid, but like I cannot cornrow. I cannot part straight. The nimbleness of my fingers were not blessed this way.
It's so many
They just weren't.
moms that can't cornrow, and I was like, really?
No, I
don't
cannot.
know.
And my
Same.
mom never did either. So like it's a real thing. Like I keep telling Ashley, I was like, you're gonna have to come and show me how to do it, because I really wish I could learn, but I haven't found a resource for me yet that I feel like has shown me what I can do.
Angela, that's her.
Yes.
That's a part of her new ministry.
There we
She's
go.
going to be teaching about going to the house. You have to pay her, and she'll come and show you how
Run
to
the
do,
coins.
Yeah, a couple styles.
She don't want to leave her baby.
but
She can bring her baby.
That's a part of the fee. My baby
Yes.
coming with me. If you want to learn how to do hair,
I know
then
that's
I'll
He's gonna be all over the place.
That's okay.
Perfect.
Child tearing up everything.
But go.
No.
It's children's book. Were you gonna ask that?
Yes, I was going to ask you about the
Go.
children's book. Yes.
Go.
I was like, okay, so what is the children's book? Speaking of like kids with hair, like tell us about the book
So
and where it came from.
I had this idea, and I was just like riding the car, and my friend was like, yeah, you should write a book. And I was like, okay, maybe I should. And I was trying to think about what I would write about, and I basically kind of wrote the book like I was talking to myself, but also talking to my clients, because I had so many clients throughout the years who, when I would take their weave off, they would be so like uncomfortable with themselves.
This is what I was asking about.
And generationally, I feel like a lot of us have hair trauma. So it was really a love story about our hair and making the hair kind of come to life in a way that you kind of love it more.
Yeah.
So like our hair to us, to some people, is more like an object. And so we kind of like, ugh, it's just this, it's just that. But if it were a person, you know, you would be nicer to it. So I basically just relate different tips about hair in a way that is like, you know, if your hair is thirsty, that means it needs oil, these kind of oils. Your hair is tired, that means it needs washing your hair is like a nap, you know, or and so basically the little girl, she comes home and she tells her mom, like, I don't like my hair. It's not like the other girls in school. It's not like yours. And so I put that in there specifically because my hair didn't look like my mom's. My mom had hair like y'all, and I got 4C, you know, tight curls. So I put that in there because a lot of times, like, we look to our family to see ourselves, and when we don't, that also makes us feel uncomfortable. But yeah, so the mom is like, girl, your hair is alive. You didn't know? And she's like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, your hair could do this, it could do that, it could do that. You just have to get to know your hair in order for it to like love you and
build that relationship.
Yeah,
I have the book. I've never read it in that voice.
You guys will be
Girl, your hair is alive.
Peace. I love the book a lot.
Yeah, so it's really me kind of like, I didn't want to be preachy about these simple things, but I wanted to put it in there in a way that they can recite that and understand in their way, in that creative, you know how kids like stuff to like be super creative and you know, that they could identify, oh, my hair is alive and when I do this, it does that. And when I do this, it does that. You know, and some days your hair is just moody because sometimes we're moody.
Yeah. Do you have a vitamin or anything that you recommend for hair growth? Or like maybe, I don't know, it could be a vitamin, supplement,
food.
food.
The question of the day, because that actually might help that. Yeah, there you go. That falls right into it. Look,
the question of the day.
Look at that. All right, so we do questions.
Okay.
Can you help us
From
answer
our
this?
audience.
All right, but also keep that in mind because I need to know if there's like a vitamin I should be taking. Okay, so I'm 2 months postpartum and my edges are gone.
Child.
Why didn't anyone prepare me for this? I've been creative with head wraps and wigs. How did you mamas cope and deal? How did you mamas cope and deal? What should I be doing? Why does this happen? Signed, Edgeless in Atlanta.
Not edgeless in Atlanta.
I know I took a vitamin, but you go.
Yes,
go ahead
and what
answer
vitamin
this.
should we take to answer Felicia's question?
So the prenatal vitamins will usually help kind of counteract that. There's a brand called Black Girl Vitamins.
Ooh.
And they actually have hair, skin, and nails gummies. So I'm taking those now.
Okay.
Because I'm not good with taking a bunch of vitamins, honestly. So give me the gummy form and I'm good. But it's normal for you to lose hair during that postpartum time because you're like, everything is kind of coming out. Like, you're giving, producing milk and you're doing all these things. And so that's a normal thing. Typically, after probably like 6 months or like whenever you stop breastfeeding, the hair will grow back. So it is frustrating. It is something to be like, oh my God, but it's not a permanent thing. It is going to come back. And just continue taking your hair, skin, and nails pills. You can also take like DHA. Yes.
Yeah.
No, DHT blockers.
Oh.
Those will help also with growth, but that too, what she said. And then anything with like horsetail or milk thistle, those things help with growth as well. And then also just giving yourself a little hip massage.
Ooh, that I've
boosting
heard
the
that.
circulation and stimulation, that will help.
Wait, I have a question. All those vitamins, is that postpartum only or is that anyone who's struggling?
anyone.
Okay.
And you can take prenatal pills too.
Yeah, even if you're not trying to have,
Yeah.
prenatal vitamins be the best because they're
There's so much
nutrient
of it.
rich. Yeah, everything.
Yeah. So it's just for moms or new moms, especially, we just poured out so much that's your body just naturally does that. So
Can you imagine? You went through all that, carried it, made a life, brought this child into the world, and then God said, "We're gonna take your hair, girl."
And give you stretch marks.
my edges came out right here in the front as well, and I kind of just started like swooping them
it
down.
Yeah.
You get creative.
Is there, well, on that front, right? Is there something you suggest folks do or not do to like cover it? Because you can do too much, you can pull, you can, you know what I mean, put too much product up there.
Yeah, I would just stay away from like tension type of styles. So I wouldn't suggest getting like box braids or cornrows. Anything that's really kind of pulling the hair or wrapping something else around the hair. I would say keep it simple. Ponytails, curly. You know, if you do headbands, don't make them too tight because the hair is fragile at that moment. So you just want to love on it and like let it do its thing.
Yeah.
You know, you definitely still want to make yourself feel good, but just try not to do too much that causes a lot of tension.
Yeah.
I have one more question because you talked about your son's journey. Like, how has that been for you? And is there any advice you would give any other moms that have experienced that or that going through that? Tips?
Yeah, it's been, you know, it's like up and down. So my son was born with severe to profound hearing loss. And it's genetic. So a lot of people ask, like, can it change? No, it can't, because it's a genetic thing, which came from my husband and I, and we didn't realize that, but we both have a hearing loss trait. So he was meant to be here in his form, the way he is, with his gifts. And, you know, we kind of just were like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
So some days have been really hard, and it's sad because you're like, you want your son to like hear your voice. And the reality of like knowing like, oh, he can't hear us, you know, was sad. But there's so much technology that has advanced the ability for the deaf community to also exist in a hearing world without skipping a beat. So once you realize that, like, it makes it more comforting. I feel like also just building community. Anytime you find out something is wrong, quote unquote, and I say quote unquote because there's nothing wrong with your kid being different. Okay?
Right.
But anytime we find those things out, it is kind of devastating because we have this idea of having like a perfect child.
Yeah.
But everybody goes through challenges. My son just had his at, you know, right in the beginning.
Right.
So I would say, you know, just be easy on yourself and learn as much as you can, because early advocacy is always going to set them up for the best future. So it's definitely been like, whew, this is a lot. Like even today, so my son, fast forward, he has cochlear implants, which are basically it's like a step above a hearing aid. So a hearing aid only gives you sound, like it amplifies what you can already hear. But if you can't really hear, the cochlear implant bypasses the ear and it sends sound directly to the brain a different way.
Wow.
And so he has 2 cochlear implants. But we lost one yesterday. And these things are expensive as hell.
Yes, they are. I'm sure.
And yeah, so now I have to like, you know, call the implant company and have them send me another one, which the customer service is great. I'm not tripping, but it's just kind of like, damn, like he only been 3 months in and we lost the thing already.
Right.
But that's hard because he's 16 months.
Yeah.
Like,
The
kids, they're babies,
I'm sure he...
Can he feel it? Like, does he
that's
try
what
to
I'm
pull
saying.
it or?
So it's 2 parts. It's an internal processor and then there's an external piece. The external piece looks like a headset or earphone or whatever, and there's a magnet on the inside of his head that also connects to a magnet on the outside. So it's basically like a magnet and an earpiece.
And this gives him full hearing ability? Wow.
Yeah, most children, for the past 30 years, most deaf people, you can't hear an accent because they can now access sound, and so they're able to speak like we are.
Wow.
Unless they choose not to.
Okay. That's
Wow.
dope.
Yeah.
I know. That's really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I always wondered about the cochlear implant, like what it actually did, like if it gave full hearing, or is that something, as you said, can any child have that, or do you have to have like a level of hearing in order to be able to have it?
Yeah, so if they have mild to moderate hearing loss, they would just get a hearing aid.
Okay.
If they have severe to profound or fully deafness, then they would get a cochlear implant.
Child, my kids need Zen need one of them. I'm like, you need something because you're not listening to me.
Well, yeah, most people don't.
Okay,
Like, little boy.
I have a question, because we see videos online of parents or children who never heard their parents' voices, right? And so there was a time before he got these implants where he probably couldn't hear. Is this correct?
Yeah.
So when he could hear sound and you guys saw that, was there a moment for you? Like,
Not really,
no.
no. They prepare you for both. It's like you may have this like beautiful like Instagrammable moment, or
Right.
it may just be like, can you hear?
right.
Yeah.
But
So-
you know he can hear though.
I mean, it's more of like a faith-based journey right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's only 2 months old hearing.
Yeah.
So you would
Right.
gauge
Right.
his hearing responses like a 2-month-old.
Right.
And a 2-month-old is not turning around, being like,
no,
what you
right.
say, mama?
Right.
Like they're not,
Right.
you know, they're kind of just sitting around, like smiling a little bit.
Right.
You don't really know what they're hearing unless maybe a loud bang, they maybe like will cry from it or something.
Right.
So like yesterday he was asleep with his implant on and my dog barked and he kind of like woke up and grunted. So that was like,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
oh, okay, like maybe something's happening. But for the most part, I think he's enjoying the sound or he's like figuring
Taking
out what
it all
it is,
in.
but he's not responding to it. So
Right.
we just have to continue to keep them on, keep them charged, make sure they don't disappear, make sure he hasn't eating them or taking the thing apart, and keep them on his head.
And so you're signing and talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask about how you communicate.
Yeah, we're signing and talking. We're primarily talking. I still do some sign. He don't really seem interested in signs though. He's very like, I don't want to do nothing with my hands. But most families that we have met that have gone the cochlear implant route, they don't sign at all because you want to teach them to listen and speak.
Yeah.
So the deaf community as a whole is people who sign and who are deaf, they kind of don't like cochlear implants. It's kind of controversial because they feel like it's kind of like dwindling their culture.
Wow.
And so I do want him to have both. But from a lifestyle perspective, it's a little bit harder when you're like juggling a bunch of stuff to also use your hands.
Right.
Yeah.
So I am learning signs. I do signs with him, but our primary mode of language would be, speaking. Yeah.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. You're a really good mom.
Thank you.
are.
I'm trying, girl. It's
are.
y'all know it's hard.
No,
It's
it is,
one day
but
at a time for all of us.
Yeah.
But adding that extra element, to me, like definitely makes it a little bit more challenging. And so just showing up for us today, knowing that, listen, I would have been like, I'm not coming. This child done lost this implant that cost
Right.
bye. But just showing up for yourself and for other people is just like, I just want to commend you because I know it's not easy to get out the door. So we see you.
Yes.
Thank you. I really
We see
appreciate
you.
that.
No,
Thank
we
you.
do.
And consider us a part of your tribe on the
Yes.
journey.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you.
everybody listening, our community of listeners is really special. And for people who are moms, they're not parents, people who have like just anything, your story is going to help someone out there. And so, just we appreciate you coming and being here and sharing all your tips and tricks
Thank you, guys.
and all of that. So
I'm in the community. I love the podcast.
Yay. Oh, thank you.
I feel like it's like when you go to like a school or go to college for the first time and you don't know anybody and you feeling all uncomfortable and out of your skin.
Right.
And then you like meet all these people and you're like, damn, this is my tribe. Or this is who I want to be or whatever. You see like the upperclassmen and how fly they are. You're like, I want to be like that. That's like the moms who've been doing it for a minute.
Right.
So I'm very thankful to be in this community.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Love Cody Lee.
All right, y'all. Well, Angela, tell folks where to find you and where to find these products.
Yes.
So you can find me at Angela C.Styles on all platforms. I am in the process of rebranding, but the products are everywhere. They're in Target, Sally's, Walmart, CVS, Amazon.
Amazing.
Protective Styles by Angela.
Yeah.
And I'm around.
Yay. All right, cool. Well, thank y'all for listening today. You can also send us a question at podcastwithan@blacklove.com or on IG at the Mama's Den Podcast on Instagram. You can DM us. We be responding. Also watch us on our YouTube, Black Love's YouTube page, the Mama's Den Podcast. Subscribe so you never miss an episode.
And
That's
leave,
the Mama's Den.
and leave nice things, nice comments and ratings. We appreciate
Rate,
it.
review, comment.
Because you love us.
Yes.
And we love you. Okay, bye.
And you love socks and Birkenstocks.
Yeah. Ashley just took our rating down.
Hilarious.